Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Real Talk with Ro. I am your host, Roshad Hall, and I thank you all for joining me on tonight for tonight's episode of Real Talk with Ro. So we're going to get right into it, and I hope that this topic is going to be thought provoking. It may even be a little challenging, a little bit some of the status quo, and I hope you all don't think that I've lost it a little bit. But I really want to, I think, in some way, speak from the heart, and then we'll see where you all go with it. And you give me your, chime in on your comments, and all that good stuff on tonight. Hey, Beard, what's going on, bro? Good evening, man. It's good to be back with you all. So here is my here's my disclaimer, and I wrote this down just a few minutes ago. Here's my disclaimer. We hold these truths to be self-evident that in these yet to be United States of America, all men are not viewed as equal. I'll say this again because please don't think I'm going where you think I'm going. This is my thesis statement. We hold these truths to be self-evident that in these yet to be United States of America, all men are not viewed as equal. And I believe, and with that being said, I believe that there is a responsibility to all individuals to not necessarily, some people would say sell out, but I would say to do what we have to do to make it. And I hope you all stay with me long enough to see where I'm going. And as I'm getting going, I'll make my disclaimer again. We hold these truths to be self-evident that in these yet to be United States of America, all men are not viewed as equal. When I look around, as a black man, and I hope y'all don't crucify me for this, but as a black man in the United States of America, my father taught me certain things that have, I believe, paid dividends for me and has allowed me to come home every night thus far. Beard, stay with me, bro. Because I want to get your thoughts on this. It allowed me to come home thus far because he taught me some things. Fair or not, right or wrong, there were some things that he taught me that has allowed me in my young 39 years of life to be able to make it home every night. And as I have looked at other persons of interest, some of you in mainstream America, you may call them celebrities, and I have seen how they have matriculated through their careers. I've noticed some things and how some things have changed. And although it's not right, and I am never making excuses for anything wrong, I believe that there are some ways that we have to go about things in order to get to where we need to go. Right there. And as I'm aging, I'm understanding why. Again, not arguing the right or the wrong of it. I just understand a little bit better now. And why you say that, Ro? I say that because perception is everything. Most people won't take the time to get to know who you are. Most of the time, I believe that you'll be judged off split-second appearances and or perceptions. People won't take the time to get to know the you of who you are. And because of that, that leaves us at somewhat, I believe, of a disadvantage, right? Because we already know that we're behind the 8 ball, and because we're behind the 8 ball, it puts us in a place. It puts us in a place to where we have to do certain things that we should not necessarily need to do. And where are you going with this, Ro? And I hope you all stay with me, because you all might not like what I'm about to say. So let me make my disclaimer again. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that in these yet to be United States of America, all men are not viewed as equal. So we're talking about perception. Fair or not fair, you're judged on first appearances or what people can see. I've argued this fact, and y'all can talk back to me. I've argued this fact with my dad a couple of times. And listen, I love my name. My name is Roshad D. Hall. D, if you don't know what the D stands for, well, you just don't know at this point. But as I've grown up in these yet to be United States of America, I told my dad, you know what? I wish you would have named me something else. Not that I hate my name, but because when I've gone to apply for jobs, when I've been able to sit on the other side and sifting through resumes, even when I had the ability to hire people, I was readily able to point out and throw in my own thought perceptions on a person's name. When you see Roshad on any piece of paper, you automatically know that that person is black. Y'all ain't gonna say amen, but right? Already know. And again, reference back to my disclaimer. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that in these yet to be United States of America, all men are not viewed as equal. So we know that there's prejudices in the world, there's racism in the world, all these glass ceilings and all these things in the world. And again, now I'm 39 years old, I'm comfortable with it, but I had this conversation with my dad. I was like, man, for the sake of going into interviews or just going throughout life, there has been times I wish you just would have named me something easy. Like, how about your name, Pop? Why you just didn't name me after you? Michael Hall. Put that on a piece of paper. Don't nobody know if you're white or black. And because of my experiences, I was y'all got to hear me. I was intentional about naming my sons. My oldest boy's name is Jonathan David Hall. My youngest son's name is Gabriel Lynn Hall. Why? Because their father knows the world that they will have to grow up in, and they are going to be judged most likely by the color of their skin and not the content of their character. So as a father, I wanted to give my boys a leg up from, as Miss Sandos, as you said, I wanted to give my boys a leg up from any type of stereotypes. So when they go out into the world, when it's time for them to put their names on pieces of paper to apply for jobs, and I was intentional, y'all hear me, y'all can say I'm wrong or right, but I'm just trying to speak truth to power. When somebody looks at my son's names and they have not seen them, they would immediately think that they probably had some type of Jewish background. Why? Because their names is Jonathan David and Gabriel Lynn. I had to make a conscious effort as their father not to name them Rashad Jr. or Tyrone. Or, again, there's nothing wrong with those names, or Adante, or whatever other name you want to come up with that, as it has traveled through the years that we have been here, have been stereotyped. And I would submit to you all, on tonight, that as I view the world just from my vantage point, that I believe there are some things that, again, this is me personally, I believe that there are some things in the Black community or urban communities, primarily Black and brown communities, I think we could strive to do better. And I noticed something from our Asian brothers and sisters in just doing little research, not deep research, but I've noticed some things that when in doing business with them, when I was working for Bank of America, I used to be a personal banker back in the day for Bank of America, and it was at downtown Los Angeles, the Bank of America Plaza, the skyscraper that sits downtown. When certain men and women of Asian heritage would come in, I would notice how they were dressed, the attire that they had on. And at the same time, I had the privilege of having some Asian acquaintances or classmates, and was welcomed over their houses to see their parents. And when their parents were in their own element, they dressed differently. And, me being inquisitive, I was like, well, their particular garments and things that they would wear when they're around the house or just doing other business. I asked one of the fathers, I said, well, why don't you, I know you go out to the bank and da. He was very poignant. He was like, I want to make sure that when I go to conduct business or when I go out into the world, knowing that I need things to get accomplished and I need things to get done, that I dress a certain way, I act a certain way, and I behave a certain way, because perception is everything, young man. Cool. And I was like, all right. And then I had my, because when somebody gives you instruction, you be like, nah, I'm a young guy. I'm working at the bank. I'm fresh out of seminary. I think I know I got it. I got it all right. Y'all check this out. Couple of days on the job, I'm there. Some of you all know my dad, so it's no shot at him. But I'm in the bank. I'm suited and booted. I got gaiters on. I got the old, 3-piece suit on, and I just think I'm fly. I'm casket sharp, right? So then I never forget this gentleman's name. He was the regional manager for Bank of America at the time. His office was on the 33rd floor. Name was Quentin Strode. Quentin Strode. He came down, black guy. He came down. I was manning the welcome desk because I was getting to know the personal banker job. So they had me working all of these other stations, manning this desk. And I didn't know who he was, but he eviscerated me on the spot. I mean, tore me a new one. Said, young man, I don't know who you are, but if you come in, when I see you tomorrow, I'm coming in here and I don't ever want you to see, I don't ever want to see you dressed like this again. And listen, y'all, I thought I was cleaner than Dick was when Hattie died. Listen, clean as the board of health. Some of y'all don't know this. I'm giving my age away. I was clean as a Safeway chicken. Clean. And he read me my rights and told me that when you do business, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to dress like this. These are the shoes you need to have on. Boom, 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 boom. And he ran it down. And then I had the privilege. Some of y'all want to know what he said. I can hear y'all in my mind's eye. What did he say? He said that I was dressed, and I had a suit on with a dress shirt and a tie and some gaiters. I was fly. But he said I was too flashy. He said, young man, there's only 3 suits you need in your repertoire: black, navy blue, and gray. And there's primarily only 2 pair of shoes you need: some black shoes and some cognac shoes. Now, I thought this man had lost his mind. I'm looking like, man, he don't know who my daddy is. Like, my dad, he dressed. He's like, listen, if you're going to conduct business on this level and you're going to represent Bank of America, this how I need you to dress. And don't you walk yourself back up in here, not another day, not dressed like this. And anybody that knows me, I mean, I know we're on the pandemic right now. We've been social distanced from each other. We have not been having interactions, or you all have not been able to come visit here at the church, or members haven't been able to come to the church. But if you've known me from any years now, or you could testify even in the comments, that you only literally see me even now in a black, blue, or gray suit. I generally only have on, if I have on a plain shirt, no matter what color it is, my tie may be a little bit busy. If I have on what's called a busy shirt, then my tie is solid. I've simplified my entire wardrobe, what? Off of perception. And as much as it may not be right, as much as you say you may want to be you, I think, and this is just only my own opinion, y'all help me out in the comments. I think that we would be able to get further now, being 2020, if we would change some things on how the way people perceive us. Gone, right? Gone is the day where somebody has to accept you for you being you. Well, I'm just going to be me. That don't work. Again, this is Real Talk with Ro. Y'all can say how you want to say. That don't work. There is a way that you ought to behave yourself in order to get to where you need to go. Fair or unfair. And because we know all of the hiccups and the hurdles that we have to cross over, I'm just arguing this point on tonight that I think that sometime us as African Americans or minorities in this country, we do ourselves a disservice because we are not willing to acquiesce to the norms and just says somebody have to accept me because I'm me. But that's not how the world works nowhere on earth. Don't nobody have to accept you for you being you. Nobody has to accept your attitude. Nobody has to accept your posture. That does not mean you're not black and you're not proud. But, and again, I'm just talking from my own perspective. When are we as a black community going to mature to a place to where we understand now what it takes to get ahead? I think it's been intentional to those in power. They have been intentional about particularly targeting African Americans in this country and targeting us to major in the minors and minor in the major. Because I'm hearing this stuff again, Beard. We had this same, and I hear it, we had this same argument back in 2007 or 2008, going to 2008, right? Barack Obama wasn't black enough. I hear this same garbage now that Kamala Harris ain't black enough. I mean, how much, what does black enough mean? I'm literally one of the darkest people in the room on almost every room I walk into. Am I not black enough? Is she not black enough because she know how to conjugate verbs? She's not black enough because she know what a noun, a verb, an adjective, a conjunction, a predicate. She knows what that means because she can astutely and articulately argue a particular point of view. So she not black enough. And we're missing the point. ladies and gentlemen, because as I see it, no matter what, are the other ethnicities and races on earth, they stick together no matter what. It's only us that has this crab pot mentality. And I'm wondering, when are we going to wake up to the fact that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that in these yet to be United States of America, all men, gender women, are not viewed as equal? When are we going to wake up to that? When are we going to be able to band together and stop judging each other on outward appearances? Expecting, because I hear this stuff, right? Expecting politics. We expect politicians to be perfect when we know they're not. And you giving the people in your family, the folk on the corner, and all these other people in your spaces passes for the same thing that a politician may do. Right? How we judge one another in the black community is so skewed when we know that we're already not viewed as equal. Right? We've suffered a great loss of probably one of the greatest actors of his generation, right? Chadwick Boseman. And as I look at Chadwick, and just off his appearance alone, I never checked for his black card. We never questioned his blackness. Man was very articulate, very thoughtful. All the words we heard about him was that he was kind, he was generous, quiet man. A man that sought to give his all in the characters that he portrayed in the movies. But as I see it, he was unapologetically black. He never shied. Here it is. As I saw, he never shied away from it, but I've never seen him push it down anybody's throat. He was just what? Who he was. And I wonder, is it just like a rebellious spirit in us as a people, because over the years we haven't had the teaching? So the old saying, as act as if, we can't act as if because we never had the as if. So I want to hear your thoughts about this. 424-390-6993. 424. You don't have to be long, but I want to hear you all thoughts. 424-390-6993. Because I think we have a responsibility on our part. Everybody is responsible, right? Everybody. I didn't abdicate my responsibility for what I'm supposed to do because somebody else is not doing what they're doing. Everybody right, is responsible. And as I, sometimes just get out the house and roll up and down the street, um, I look out at our people, and how sometimes I see us behaving, and it just sometimes breaks my heart because there seems to be a willingness not to hold each other responsible. And when we try to hold each other responsible, instead of taking the critique, or instead of taking the corrective or constructive criticism, uh, we would turn on each other, um, and go about this this cancel culture. Because there's, we can have differing of opinions, and we can agree to disagree, um, but do we have to be disagreeable? And so I want to know 424-390-6993, or throw it in the comments. Is there is there is there any responsibility that you feel that we as a people need to rise up to, given all of the racism, given all the inequities, all the stuff that we already know, given the police brutalities, all of it? Is all the responsibility on them and we have none? Or do we share in this walk as well? Because I heard a wonderful poet, goes by the name of DJ Quick. He says, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So is of what some of we're doing. And I think more, to me, as I understood that song, was about, if you're not about being productive and about moving things forward, why should I be bothered? So let's talk about it. Y'all talk at me. It's just, we here viewing some of the comments. Let me look at some of the comments. I'm looking on YouTube and Facebook, so y'all bear with me. One of the comments that said, this is why it's critical that those of us who have been successful in navigating through this society to mentor others in our communities. Perception is reality in life and business. I think this was about when I was talking about Kamala. It says, because she doesn't have the black swag that they think she should have, we do not need to stick together like other races. Right? That might be true. Like, what, right? It's like, we already know that we're not viewed as equal. So shouldn't we have, or here's another position, why haven't we grown to a place yet to know that the way we're being marketed to is to infight with each other? Right? You want to pit dark against light, light against dark. Right? The the so-called haves against the have-nots in our communities. How have we not, even in 2020, grown to a place that we don't even see that how we're being fed information is to cause division even within our own community? Right? That some voices can rise up and we give more lenience or allowance to what they have to say because we feel that they're more down for the cause per se. And all of us as minorities, if you've been in these yet to be United States long enough, know that we're not viewed as equal. So when are we going to get to a place that we band together? Right? When are we going to start making our minds shift towards that quote unquote Wakandian type of mindset, right? To where we start to work together for the betterment of each other. When are we going to get to a place to where when we're not always looking for the 5-finger discount? When are we going to get to the place that when we render a service, we're not looking for people just to do or give us business and they're not rendering the proper customer service? I like the comment. Chanel, I like it. Once we stop judging each other and lay aside. Yeah. Right. And you know, I'll be honest in here. There's some, as much as I would love to patronize some of our Black businesses, some businesses, I have not spent my money there because their quality of service is not up to par. So you can't charge me out the wazoo and I'm not getting the quality of service. That's not fair because it's my money. If you want to charge me a certain price, I'm expecting a certain service to be rendered. Right? I shouldn't be guilted into patronizing your business and you're not giving me the service that deserves me rendering my hard-earned money. Benita, I'll say that again. I'm not going to patronize your business, brother and or sister, and you're not rendering a service worthy of my money. And now you want to guilt me for saying that you ain't shopping Black. Well, a lot of it is built on your customer service. Give me a great service, I don't mind paying. But if your service is not where it needs to be, I can't reckon with myself paying that much. And yeah, nah. I'd rather stay patronizing some of the businesses where I go now. Well, Ro, where do you go? I ain't gonna tell you because I don't want to see you there. But we have to stop doing that and just we have to move past the part of where we're old, we feel that we're owed something. And this is not for every situation, right? Each situation will be judged differently. But I really do think on some levels it's time for us to level up. No, I don't want to, like, you know what I mean? Ghetto ain't cute. Like, who told y'all that? Who told you being ghetto was cute? Like, who said ratchet was all right? Like, when did that get normalized? I don't listen. I may be on the island by myself. Like, baby, that's not cute. Like, bruh, being a hood nigga or being a thug has a certain shelf life. I mean, come on. How long you gonna be down for the set? Like, you didn't even create the color blue and red. Like, really? You saying this my hood and you don't even pay taxes? Are we? Y'all forgive me on the night. Pray for me here. And again, that does not mean that I'm absent of the inequities and the purposefulness in which our community particularly has been attacked. And it's purposeful. But at some point, I can't keep on blaming everybody else. At some point, I got to take accountability for myself. Let's look at a few of these comments. I guess y'all don't feel like calling in on the night, and that's fine. Y'all can throw them in the comments. Right, and I like it. Yeah, I don't. Very sad because a lot of them weren't properly taught. Yeah, pull your pants up. Yeah, like, and y'all gonna think I'm crazy. Like, I'm at the very, 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 very tail end of Generation X, but these darn skinny jeans is killing me. Like, if something break out, your pants already down by your thighs. If you need to run, you just go tip over. Right? Where and then it's and some of it I do lay it, and y'all forgive me, some of this I do lay it at the feet of our entertainers. Because we don't have any as I see it, positive shows out there anymore. Like, y'all say what y'all want to, but Cosby Show, listen, man, great representation of what a black family was. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, great representation. Family Matters, come on, y'all, great representation. Jeffersons, y'all know them all, great representations. But now, what is all of this mess on the OWN network and BET and MTV and VH1? What is that? Right? So, like, where are the where did all the positive, I don't even know. Where did all the positive role models go? When did society change to where we, and it's just never been a thing for me, where we just start inordinately objectifying women? Like the Isley brothers was talking about the same thing in between the sheets, and I didn't even know what they was talking about until I got up in age. But I don't know. Was it Aretha that said, "Give me something that she can feel"? Was that Aretha A1? I know what Aretha was talking about, but all y'all grown folk, when that song came out, y'all knew what she was talking about. We went from giving you something that you can feel to WAP. Are we serious? From that, from giving you something that you can feel to WAP. You don't know what WAP stands for? Don't even find out. Like, how did the pendulum swing so far? And again, I'm not bemoaning anyone's success. I'm not here to tear anybody down, but where is the responsibility to uplift our people? It doesn't mean that, am I trying to do away with rap? Of course not. One of my favorite rappers is Jay-Z. But y'all do me a favor, the few of all y'all that's on here, won't y'all go look up pictures of Jay-Z like around 1996, 97, and then look up some pictures of Jay-Z now in 2020. Did he figure something out? Get what he was talking about. If you have the album, it's called Reasonable Doubt. It's classic. Look what he was talking about in Reasonable Doubt. And then listen to the 444 album, or listen to all those albums in between and see how his music has matured, not gone backwards. Right? Why? Because as he aged and got exposed to some things, it caused him to articulate or not to pontificate in such a way to try to rise our understanding as a people to say, hey, y'all need to come up to here. I thought it was about slanging drugs, but now it's about collecting art from my children. All while gaining ownership. And he's still fighting for prison reform and some of the inequities that are affecting our community. But once he got a peek behind the curtain, he was like, oh man, let me put y'all up on game. We have to understand that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that in these yet to be United States of America, all men, gender, women are not viewed as equal. And because of that, I believe there's a responsibility for us to do better. To be better, to act better, to want better, to aspire for better, to expect better, but then also we have to work for better. Unfair or not unfair, we're not talking about, we'll have another argument with the racism components and the inequities component. Not talking about that because that's in there and we know it's there. It's been there since before when we were brought here, they were there. So everybody can miss me with that argument. There's still a responsibility, I believe, for us that in 2020 we can be better. I think there's a responsibility there for us that we can still, we shouldn't be dealing with the same generational curses. Like me or love me, I just think we can do better as a people. Do better. Right? They're because if you don't, and I'm getting ready to get out here, it's 6:57. I believe that if you don't, or if we don't expect or do better, people will treat you where you are. And people will treat you according to how they feel you feel about yourself. Why? Because we said earlier, what? Perception is generally what most people go on. So if you walk outside with your pants sagging and a wife beater on, you're going to automatically formulate what type of guy he is. My dear sister, if you walk outside with your pajamas on and some rollers in your hair and some flip-flops, somebody has already made an assumption of what type of woman you are. And is it me? When did that come back in style? I mean, my mama and my grandmother and my great-grandmother would kill my sister and my mamas and my aunties if they dared to walk outside with rollers in their hair. And with them little, yeah, those sandals on. And now women just like, listen, beard, don't make me get in trouble. All of y'all can't wear yoga pants. Masha. I feel glory. Everybody. We got to do better, y'all. I know it's a craze right now, but I believe it's a man, right? Like, and it's a slippery slope. Because when we start, here it is, and I got to go. I believe that when we start valuing ourselves, then we can start dealing with some of the other inequities that lie in these yet to be United States of America. And I believe we can do both at the same time. But the powers that be, I don't think are authentically ingrained in the progression of us as a people, because I believe overall they don't view us as valuing us. When are we going to start valuing us enough to where we start getting us together? So, again, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that in these yet to be United States of America, all men are not viewed as equal. So listen, I don't have the biggest platform in the world. I'm not running for president or vice president or anything like that. So the few of you that are listening on tonight, I would challenge you that in your own personal space, in your own personal life, what are some things that you know that you can work on and that may be may be able to help somebody else that's viewing you, because all of us have somebody that's looking up to us. We're looking up to somebody else and somebody is looking up to us, whether we know it or not. So I would encourage you all, let's none of us be hypocrites. Let's all of us know that we're all sinners needing to be saved, right? We've all fallen short of his glory, but because of the saving grace of Jesus Christ, he has given all of us the ability to, on tomorrow, to do better. And I think that when we start to value us more as a people, we really can start to do some things, because whether you know it or not, us as African Americans, we are a powerhouse. So listen, I love y'all. I'm getting ready to get out of here. But listen, I just want to throw this advertisement out here. On the third Sunday of September the 20th, I'm celebrating my 1-year anniversary here as the senior pastor of People's Independent Church of Christ. And I would love all of you all that are in the Los Angeles city and surrounding areas to come out and celebrate with me. We're going to be on the parking lot of the church, 5856 West Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 943. 5856 West Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 943. We're going to be out there, socially distanced, wearing our masks. People will have their temperatures checked, all of that good stuff. But we're going to come and celebrate pastor and people for this 1 year. So listen, you all got a personal invite from me. Tell your friends, your family. Let's go out and let's rock with Pastor Rowe on September the 20th at 11 a.m. So we can praise God. Even in the pandemic, we still have something to celebrate and to be happy about. All right. So I love y'all. I'll see you all back here next Thursday. Same time, same back channel. You all be good. Know that I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. Peace.